So one of the things you have to pay attention to when you're working with text-based programming is the syntax of that program. And just like the English language has syntax and you've got nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs, you're going to have a syntax in any text-based program. And in reality, it's that syntax that is one of the biggest differences between one program language and another, especially at this level that we're operating at right now. In Small Basic, let's take a look. We've got a Hello World program here on our slide. We've got a couple of lines in our program. First, we've got our comment, Hello World program. We've got a line that we recognized here, text window dot writeline, hello, comma, world. And every one of those lines that gives the program a command is known as a statement. A statement is simply something that instructs a computer to do something. Now, each of these statements is broken up into different parts. We've got a word text window, which appears to be blue, and then a dot here, and then another word called writeline, which is in red, and then some parentheses, and that's in orange. So obviously this is indicating to us that these are different parts of our statement. You can even think of them as different parts of speech. And the first one in our statement, text window, is known as an object. An object is something within Small Basic that can do something. Here in this case, it's a text window. It opens up and it can print text. Wow. Okay. So it's the text window object. Now, objects like text window have properties and operations. A property describes the object and can be modified, while an operation actually does something. And we have an example of both here in our little Hello World program. First, we have our text window object. This is our first real statement of our program. And within the text window object, we have a dot afterwards saying that within that text window object, we're going to do something. And we chose title. Now, in this case, title is a property. So here's that version of our program in the Small Basic editor, and what we're going to do is we're going to comment out this line right here by putting an apostrophe right there in front. Everything turns green. So now the computer is going to read it. So let's see what happens when I run that program. Alright, here it is right over here. Okay. Going to cancel out the program by pressing a key, and now I'm going to remove that apostrophe. So now that becomes a statement that instructs the computer again. I'm going to run it again. I want you to notice if you see anything different. Alright, here it is. See anything different? Notice anything different? It's right here. It's in the title bar. Now it says Hello World Program. Before, when this was commented out, it just gave like the file location of where it was running it from, which isn't helpful. It's kind of ugly. It's not descriptive at all. So it's really helpful to change that property, because it is the way that text window is written. It's the property of a text window is the title, to Hello World Program. That's much cleaner and much more helpful to the user. So looking back at the syntax of that statement, what we're really saying here is set the title property of the text window to the text Hello World Program. Now, the next line of our program deals not with a property of the text window, but with an operation. Once again, we told the computer that we wanted to access that operation by first talking about the text window object. Then we put a dot, and we use the writeline operation. This is an operation because we're asking it to do something. What are we asking it to do? We're asking it to print out Hello World on a new line. So what we really say in computerese is that this statement passes the text Hello World to the writeline operation of the text window object. Now, I know that's a lot of kind of computer science jargon, but it's worth knowing. And as we discuss how we structure our programs, sometimes we'll talk about objects, and sometimes we'll talk about properties, and sometimes we'll talk about operations. So just a really brief introduction to those ideas.